Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Advocacy America's Green Gathering for Earth Day pre-launch here at the Georgia State Capitol's Liberty Plaza. We are delighted to be able to gather here this afternoon to share with the country the desperate need for urban leaders coming together and becoming involved in the environmental movement in our country. We'd like to begin today's gathering with a short moment of silence in respect and honor for the children in Flint, Michigan. Thank you. Our first speaker this afternoon is representing the commanding officer of the South Atlantic Division of the United States Army Corps of Engineers. Mr. Eric Bush is the South Atlantic Division's chief of the Planning and Policy Division. We are delighted and honored that he is here representing Brigadier General C. David Turner.
Thank you very much. It's a beautiful day, and it's a great honor to be here to represent the Corps of Engineers and our commander, Brigadier General Dave Turner. I want to speak to you just a minute about Corps of Engineers' role in our community, and also talk a little bit about what we need from you and from our community. And so, first, I just feel it necessary to talk about what the Corps of Engineers does. You know, we're a big old federal agency, and we do engineering and science. We do land acquisition. We do contract administration and construction. But I think the most important thing I want to say about what the Corps of Engineers is, we're your neighbors. We're in this community. The people in the Corps of Engineers live and work in this community just like everybody else. And so what I want to talk about today is how we work together as a community to meet our respective needs. One of the Corps' primary mission areas is development and management of our water resources. And so we do that through a collaboration with many partners, including agencies, community groups, Indian tribes, stakeholder groups, and the private sector. And I want to say that a local example of this collaboration is the Proctor Creek project right here in the city of Atlanta. So we are partnered with the city of Atlanta, and we're counting over 100 partner agencies and community groups as a part of that collaboration to develop a plan for the restoration of Proctor Creek. You all know that Proctor Creek is included in the Urban Waters Federal Partnership, and that's intended to help revitalize communities, promote sustainability, and improve the quality of life in the neighborhoods involved. And so our vision, the Corps of Engineers' vision for Proctor Creek, is to restore the environmental features of the watershed while fully integrating improvements in public access, community use, recreation, and public health and safety. But the important thing I want to tell you is that for this project to be approved and eventually authorized and appropriated or funded by Congress, we must incorporate the actions and investments of others, community groups, and private sector investments. There are really tremendous opportunities here in the Proctor Creek watershed because we have community groups in the private sector already mobilized. And so what I think about the Proctor Creek project, for the Corps of Engineers, it's not a big project, but it may be one of the most important, critical projects we have underway right now in our entire water resources planning portfolio across the entire United States, because of how we are leveraging the interests of the community and the private sector into that project. Day, yes, yeah, absolutely. That's the difference maker. Also, I just want to think more about the future here, because Earth Day is a good reminder for us to plan for the future so that we can protect and sustain our natural resources like the Proctor Creek watershed, those resources that we value. But forecasting the future is a tricky business, and it's more uncertain now as we try to incorporate the effects of climate change and climate variability. Like changing rainfall patterns and how that affects flooding, stormwater runoff, droughts in watersheds like Proctor Creek. I think it's important to remind you all that last year President Obama in his Earth Day remarks talked about the importance of climate change and planning for that future. And so I see this as a call to action to plan for and build a resilient water resources infrastructure that reflects the future needs and values of our communities, including how those values may be affected by climate variability. So to conclude, Proctor Creek it may be a small project when viewed on a regional or national scale, but it is extremely critical example of sustaining our environment and preparing for the future. And the success of that project depends on the people gathered here today and the people in our communities who are interested in a sustainable future. Thank you.